Have you ever wondered if suffering could become one of the greatest paths to holiness? Today, we are going to discover the remarkable story of Venerable Bertilla Antoniazzi, a young woman whose hidden life of pain became a light for countless souls. While many tried to escape suffering, she embraced it with love, showing that every trial offered to God can bring grace, hope, and even the conversion of souls. Her life reminds us that our crosses are never wasted when they are placed into the hands of Christ. Bertilla Antoniazzi was born on November 10, 1944 in San Pietro Mussolino in Vicenza, Italy. She was the eighth of 9 children born into a humble and deeply faithful farming family, where love for God shaped everyday life. When Bertilla was only 80 years old, she became seriously ill with a severe flu, followed by intestinal infection. Just as she began to recover, she was struck by intense pain in the joints and severe breathing problems. Doctors soon delivered heartbreaking news. She had rheumatic endocarditis, a serious heart disease that left her weak, struggling for every breath, and confined to bed for much of her life. As the years passed, she spent longer and longer periods in hospitals. Yet instead of seeing her illness as something meaningless, Bertilla chose to turn it into a gift for God. During her first hospitalization in August of 1953, she carefully wrote in a notebook each day, recording the people for whom she offered her sufferings. She accepted her suffering as the mission God had given her. Rather than focusing on herself, she comforted fellow patients and offered every hardship for the salvation and spiritual good of others. She wrote many letters to people who were sick, encouraging them with hope and reminding them that they were never alone. Her love for prayer, her devotion to the Holy Eucharist, and a deep trust in Our Lady of Monte Berico became the strength that carried her through every painful day. Her prayers was especially offered for those closest to her. She lovingly interceded for her little brother Egidio, who had lost both his hearing and speech because of medical treatment. Bertilla herself was only 9 years old, yet she already carried the burdens of others with remarkable love. By the time she was 13, her prayers reached far beyond her own family. Every day of the week had a special intention. On Mondays, she prayed for the souls in purgatory. On Tuesdays, for missionaries and non-believers. On Wednesdays, for the conversion of dying sinners. On Thursdays, for priests. On Fridays, to make reparation for offenses against the heart of Jesus. On Saturdays, for the conversion of poor sinners. And on Sundays, for the conversion of Russia. At the age of 15, Bertilla joined the Center of Volunteers of Suffering, founded by Blessed Luigi Novarese. There she discovered even more clearly the purpose of her life. What many people would consider miserable, pitiful, or useless became, through her union with Christ, an unceasing prayer. Her family often heard her quietly repeating the words, "Everything for the love of God." At first they believed she was simply encouraging herself through difficult moments, but over time they realized these words expressed the deepest calling of her heart. She truly wanted every joy, every sacrifice, and every moment of suffering to become an offering of love to God. When a parish priest asked if she hoped to become a nun after turning 19, Bertilla answered without hesitation, "My calling is to be sick, and I don't have time to think about other things." Her days continued to be filled with prayer, but also with genuine friendship and compassion. She remained close to many patients through letters and developed a special bond with a cousin who suffered from multiple sclerosis. In one touching letter, she encouraged him with these words, "I urge you not to let a single moment of your suffering go by without putting it into the hands of Jesus. You will see that He will give you all the help you need." For Bertilla, sickness itself became the path God had chosen for her. She embraced it so completely that she saw no other vocation. When Father Antonio Rizzi again asked whether she planned to become a nun once she recovered, she simply replied, "I am never bothered to ask myself if I had a vocation to become a nun, because my vocation is to be sick and I don't have time to think about anything else. In the autumn of 1963, doctors finally allowed Bertilla to travel to Lourdes during the pilgrimage organized by the Bishop of Vicenza to celebrate the 50th anniversary of his priesthood. To her great joy, her heart caused her no serious difficulties throughout the pilgrimage. She spent those precious days praying before Our Lady and taking part in the celebrations with deep peace and gratitude. The day after returning home, she wrote to her sister these beautiful words: "I tell you the truth, dear sister, I am happy to be able to suffer a little for Jesus, for the conversion of sinners, and I am sure that Our Lady, who is so good, is going to make me a saint, as I asked her to do at the foot of the grotto." On October the 22nd, 1964, Bertilla peacefully surrendered her soul to God in the public hospital of Vicenza. After her death, many people came forward to share extraordinary graces received through her intercession. The best-known case involved the miraculous healing of Lorena Vona, a baby born prematurely in Crotone, Calabria. It was Bertilla's sister Rita, who had become Sister Pierluigia, who encouraged the child's parents to ask for Bertilla's prayers. Although her earthly life lasted only a short time, Venerable Bertilla Antoniazzi continues to inspire countless people around the world. May the inspiring witness of Venerable Bertilla Antoniazzi encourage us to trust God more deeply in every trial we face. Venerable Bertilla Antoniazzi, prega per noi.